Once upon a time, in a land filled with wonder and enchantment, there lived a very special dog named Rufus. Rufus was no ordinary pup. He had been born with a unique magical ability that set him apart from all the other dogs. From a young age, Rufus displayed a knack for performing all sorts of incredible feats. He could make his tennis ball levitate with just a flick of his paw. He could communicate with the birds and squirrels that scampered through the trees in his backyard. And he even had the power to make his food bowl refill itself whenever it was empty. Rufus's owners, a kind elderly couple named Mr. and Mrs. Winklebean, were amazed by their dog's magical talents. They doted on Rufus and made sure he had everything he needed to thrive. But they also knew that Rufus was destined for greater things beyond their small country cottage. One day, as Rufus was playing fetch in the garden, a large, majestic owl swooped down and landed right in front of him. To Rufus's surprise, the owl spoke in a deep, booming voice. "Rufus the Magnificent, you have been selected to attend Warthog Academy, the most prestigious school for young magical creatures." Rufus could hardly believe his ears. Him, a dog, invited to attend a school for magic? It seemed too good to be true. But the owl insisted that Rufus's incredible powers had not gone unnoticed, and that the professors at Warthog Academy were eager to nurture his magical abilities. After many emotional goodbyes to Mr. and Mrs. Winklebean, Rufus bravely set off on the journey to Warthog Academy. He rode on the back of the giant owl, soaring high above the enchanted forests and sparkling rivers below. Rufus's heart raced with a mix of excitement and nervousness as the majestic castle of Warthog Academy came into view. When Rufus arrived, he was greeted by the headmaster, a wise old wizard named Professor Puffington. Professor Puffington welcomed Rufus with open arms and showed him around the magnificent school grounds. Rufus was in awe of all the sights and sounds around him, the talking suits of armor lining the corridors, the enchanted paintings that moved and spoke, and the towering turrets that seemed to reach up to the clouds. As Rufus explored the school, he met all sorts of fascinating magical creatures, from flying unicorns to mischievous pixies to a giant, friendly groundhog that lived on the school grounds. At first, Rufus felt a bit nervous being the only dog in attendance. But the other students were incredibly welcoming, and Rufus soon made lots of new friends. That evening, Rufus sat down in the great hall for the start-of-term feast. As he marveled at the floating candles and the enchanted ceiling that mirrored the night sky outside, Rufus couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder and excitement for all the magical adventures that awaited him at Warthog Academy.